What's up, everybody? Anyextee here, coming to you from Aswan, Egypt, and today we are downtown Aswan, about to visit the newly opened Temple of Isis. Stay tuned for an Adept expedition. So today we're going to be visiting the newly opened Temple of Isis. It just opened up, I believe, earlier this year. I want to say January 2021. It's now September, so it's only been available for visitations for the last 9 months or so. What's fascinating about this temple is the mystery of the scoop marks. Look at this over here. We have some more of the infamous scoop marks. What's fascinating about this temple is this geometrical pattern, which is reminiscent of the flower of life or the seed of life. And then we have this other mystery of how they placed these enormous stones. So this is amazing. What's fascinating about this temple is we come over here into the Holy of Holies. Look up, more granite. I mean, this is unusual. You don't often see this. In fact, I've never seen this. And it is attributed to Ptolemy III and IV. Let's go check it out.
Welcome, nice people, and very lucky you know Max. This Max very kind, very good man. And I hope everyone to come with this guide in Egypt. And welcome anytime to Egypt.
So here we are at the Temple of Isis, Iset. It was discovered in 1871 when they were trying to build a railroad here. So it has just only recently been opened up in the last year. It's only been open and available for tourists for a few months now because of the pandemic. Not many have seen it. So you'll be seeing this temple for the very first time as I'm seeing it through my eyes. I'm going to take you along for the journey. Let's go check it out. I am excited to check this one out. This is going to be amazing. Now going to open the temple up for us. And you can see here on the walls we have inscriptions. And this temple was built for Ptolemy's III and IV. We can see the king here making offerings. The temple still retains some of its original color. You can see the traces there. One of the interesting things we find here in the Temple of Isis is this geometrical pattern, which is reminiscent of the flower of life or the seed of life. Not exact though, as we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 petals. We don't have an exact date for this, and I have seen other examples of this same motif downtown Aswan. Here you can see examples of where we may have had like tent poles, or this is essentially evidence of appropriation of the temple at a later date, where the temple may have been appropriated. You can see other examples up here. This is absolutely amazing when we look up at the ceiling for several reasons. First, we have massive, enormous granite slabs. This is unusual for the Greco-Roman period. We don't really see granite slabs like this on the ceiling in temples that were built for the Ptolemies. This is amazing. I mean, look at this, the sheer size. It is not a common feature to find granite inside a Greco-Roman temple. And then we have these massive stones on top. Just look how they're still lingering there. For example, you have this one here. How did the ancient Egyptians manage to keep the stones here after all these years? Nearly 2,000 years have passed since the construction of this temple, and these stones are still intact. This is absolutely amazing. How did they do it? Why are the stones still in place? Over here, I mean, this is a mystery how they place the stones. See on the ceiling up above, we have these giant granite slabs. This is unusual. Now we are entering the Holy of Holies, crossing the threshold from the profane world into that which is sacred. And notice, again, we have granite construction on the ceiling. This is amazing. We don't really see this anywhere else from the Greco-Roman world. You can see we are now standing here in the Holy of Holies. You can hear the resonance in this chamber. This is the back wall here. The eastern wall is the only wall that is actually carved. Everything else appears to be smooth. We see examples of graffiti, which come from a later period. Appears to be a lot of boats and motifs that would suggest pilgrims had traveled here. This is very similar to what we see at the Osirion at Abydos or Abydos. And so let's take a look at this wall over here. It appears to be Ptolemy III making offerings of bread to Khnum, the master of mysteries of water, he who fashions humanity on a potter's wheel. Khnum makes up the elephantine triad of Satis, his wife, and their daughter, Anuket. You can see her here with the plumed headdress, the ostrich feathers. And over here, the king once again is making offerings with his left hand, which would symbolize receptive. He's extending the incense burner. He has the incense, and he's making offerings of libations to Osiris or Usur in his best form. He has a composite crown here. Behind him is Isis, or Iset. And then we have what appears to be Nebhet. The Greeks refer to as Nephthys. We see her, followed by Horus. A little difficult to make out as the reliefs are severely damaged, but Horus, Nebhet, Isis or Iset, Osiris or Wusa, and the king. A little difficult to make out the upper register here. And you can see it almost appears that there may be some selective effacement going on. You see here the king is still intact, but it appears to be the gods who are a little more damaged. I don't know if that's intentional. Hard to say. From here it looks like they may have been intentionally destroyed. We have, as far as the stonework, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 courses of stone. Let's count again just to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 courses of stonework. On this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 courses. And again, up here, we see the granite stones. This is remarkable. Once more, you do not really see granite on the ceiling in the Ptolemaic or Greco-Roman temples. So this is unusual. And we have this altar here. There's an attached sanctuary or chamber here, and not much on the walls. As you can see, the temple is unfinished. There is what appears to be an aperture in the ceiling. This would have allowed for sunlight. I don't know if that's broken or if that was intended that way. If it was, it would have allowed for the sun's rays to enter the temple and imbue whatever statuary or whatever was in here. This altar here on the south side, very unusual. It's not often, well, I've never seen another example with this circular pattern here. And then we have 1, 2, we can't really tell what was on that side. Don't see any inscriptions. If there are, they're hard to make out. It appears to be a blank slate. Not certain what this is here. If you have any idea, let me know in the comments below. And there are a lot of these poles. It looks like a dowel or something could fit in. A lot of times that would have been served as like a tent pole or served for those who appropriated the temple at a later date. Over here, we can see the remains, red ochre. You can see the glyphs. This is in the early stages of the process. This is amazing. It's not often we see this here. Some sort of niche or alcove, and more inscriptions. Isis, Iset, suckling the little one, like we see at Philae. This lintel is beautiful. It still preserves some of the original paint. You can see that there. Nekhbet, the goddess, is represented right underneath the lintel. Let's get a close-up for you. And then we have inscriptions all along the side here. This section of the temple contains 3 imposing altars. The unusual one here in the southern corridor, and then we have 2 that are located in the northern corridor. All 3 of these altars have inscriptions which are titles attributed to Ptolemy IV, as you can see here. And over here, and over here inside the Holy of Holies. See, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 courses of stone with an aperture at the top here. And again, we have the massive blocks with another aperture here that would allow the light to come in and imbue this sanctuary or chapel with the cosmic rays. Here's another opening. Look over here, we have some more of these scoop marks. These scoop marks remain a mystery. If you want to learn more, we will be coming back to Aswan in September 2022 for the Ancient Technology and Symbolism Tour featuring myself and British actress, comedian, and self-proclaimed ancient history geek, Johanna James. This is going to be an amazing tour. It's already more than halfway full, so you want to register now. Spaces are filling up. You can learn more at adeptexpeditions.com. You'll want to pay attention to these stones up here, for they'll be the topic of a future video. For now, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who is supporting this channel. You know, it is platforms like Patreon and the support I receive from there that is really the only way that I can continue to edit, research, write, and produce these videos. I do make this content available for anyone here on YouTube, so I sincerely appreciate it. I genuinely appreciate it, really, when people find value in what I'm doing and want to give some back by supporting in this way. So if you like what I'm doing and you want to support my work here with Adept Expeditions, you can learn more about the different ways to support in the description down below, or simply head over to patreon.com/Anyextee. There you can see all the really cool benefits that I put together for supporters at various tiers. For some people, it's a low amount, as low as $1 a month or $9 or $10 a month, but it really helps out. I have not yet reached my goal for sustainability. So if you want to help support Anyextee and the Adept Expeditions movement, and you want to put me in position to be able to produce more content more often for you, then please consider becoming a supporter at Patreon, patreon.com/Anyextee. Another way to support is by joining one of my trips. You can learn more about the tours that I make available at adeptexpeditions.com. My next trip to Egypt is filling up fast, but we do have some spaces left, so you can reserve your spot today at adeptexpeditions.com. And now I'd like to take a moment to give a big shout out to those of you who already are supporting. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters. So big shout out to Edward Richard, Denise Dandaro, Rosa Lee, Ellen McCurdy, Jennifer Anderson, Laird and Risa Scranton. Laird, by the way, is also a researcher and author. He has a new book that just came out. I was actually introduced to his work by my mentor, the late great John Anthony West. Highly recommend anything you can find from Laird. Also want to give a shout out to Tony Garone, who just joined us on the Egypt trip and did a spectacular video as part of his Hermetic Journeys. I'll link that in the description down below. Also, Dr. Charles Koss, Full Metal Jackalope, Christopher Moody, Brian Reiser, David Norris, William Williams, and Paul Ewag. Again, thank you so much. I really couldn't do what I'm doing without your help. And thank you to everyone who has watched this video. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video, and leave a comment below. Thank you very much.